And welcome to a special episode of the worst movie podcast in the world. We're going to be touching a little bit on the Oscars that just happened. It's by Ryan and Joe have been kind of pushing this. Yeah, I'm joined by Ryan, Joe, and Decos today, and we're going to be just kind of looking at some of the awards, who they went to, kind of how it's going.
Oscars.
So I don't really know where to take this because this wasn't my idea. So Ryan, Joe,
well,
yeah, where should we go with this?
I think we should start with, let's first of all, we've covered a few of the films that did well. I mean, the biggest one of all. And as well, the only film that we have sat in S tier right now. So I think we contributed.
I think they looked to us specifically for reference when making their decisions.
I got tier list, and they went, God damn, it has to win. Everything, everyone at once, cleaning out the Oscars. Yeah. Best screenplay, best film editing.
And yet we still haven't got any people giving us sponsorships or anything. They clearly impeached upon our videos and used it as references for their awards. Exactly. Yeah. Burger King.
Did anybody actually watch any of the Oscars this year?
It's a legacy sponsor. No, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the Oscars, but I did see all the awards.
Yeah, there was nothing as dramatic as nothing will ever top last year's one. Yeah, Brendan Fraser winning.
Oh, Brendan songs, baby.
Yeah.
Though apparently there was a bit that was it Hugh Grant was rude to someone.
Yeah.
What happened with that? I heard about it.
Let's start with that. Well, yeah. So basically, Hugh Grant was there because he actually did one of the interlude segments, or he announced one of the awards.
Okay.
He was there, but beforehand they were interviewing him, and it's quite up for debate whether or not. So the two sides are: was Hugh Grant being a rude prick? Or was the interviewer just some asking stupid questions?
Right.
Because essentially he was there and he was just shutting her down. Although in his defense, I will say, he's done a couple films this year. He's there.
Is he just being British?
Yeah, being old and British. And I mean, he's there and he's there at the Oscars. He's done a couple films. There's a lot of questions that you could ask a man who's been in the industry for a long time. All right. He's also given out an award. You could question him on anything. But what does she say? She asks him, how much did you enjoy working on Glass Onion? Which, by the way, he was in for 3 seconds. Give or take. Yeah, you wouldn't even know. I think he was he played, I think he was a voice or something.
It was like Daniel Craig's gay lover.
Oh, right, okay.
That wasn't Hugh Grant, was it?
It was.
Oh, no, it was.
Yeah.
Wait.
It was Hugh Grant.
He kind of just shut her down. And people... But to be honest, I feel like they're just trying to reach for something because obviously the controversy last year at the Oscars was the Will Smith slap. But nothing really as dramatic happened this year.
Nah, I'm telling you, I think they actually planted that slap last year because the Oscars numbers have been dwindling for years. They planted it so that then people are all talking about the Oscars last year. It's fresh in people's minds this year to go ooh, maybe something else will happen. So they go and watch it. That was exactly. I'm telling you, man.
Considering Chris Roll didn't press charges.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all of it, and as well. I mean, you can see. I think this is one of the biggest viewed Oscars in a long time. Since that slap.
And is it weird that before the Oscars come out, Chris Rock's documentary, Netflix thing comes out reminding everyone that it happened?
It's all part of the plan, man.
It's all part of the plan. It's a scam. Yeah. But no, I thought the awards were cool, especially obviously the Everything Everywhere All at Once ones. Giving them out to the name eludes me. The guy who played Short Round in Indiana Jones, the guy who played Data in the Goonies. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but it was obvious he was gonna win.
Absolutely lovable. Absolutely, I was happy for it. He was so ecstatic.
Have you seen him with Brendan Fraser?
Yeah, there is hanging. They're both tearing up. I'm this is wholesome. But then also in my head, I'm like, are they again doing let's deliberately give these guys them because they're super lovable and it'll make people think the Oscars are more personable, so more people will watch.
You see,
but then
I
if
don't
you
think
start getting
so.
into mindset, you can't enjoy anything.
I
So I'm not going to get
like
into the
Based on
mindset.
who Ke Huy Quan was up against for Best Supporting Actor, I feel like of those movies, the only one who could perhaps challenge it would be Brendan Gleeson. But
Or
then,
Barry Cohen. Barry Cohen.
Yeah,
they're
maybe
both
Barry Cohen.
Banshees of Inisherin. So
But
basically, yeah,
but
Ke
neither
Huy
of
Quan was up against Colm from Banshees of Inisherin, and was it Dominic? What was his name?
yeah, and
From
Judd
Banshees of
Hirsch
Inisherin
I
as
still
well.
think that guy's name was
Abelman's.
Callum. I still think it was
was
No, it was
Callum.
Colm. It was
No, 'cause he's
Colm.
like-
It wasn't even
Colm.
Colm.
Yeah, no,
It was
but I
Callum.
felt like he was going Callum. I say Callum.
It could have just been the accent.
So, who knows what it
And
is?
also,
Both
we're
with
on-
Irish accents.
while we're on the subject of
Come on.
our most loved film that we've talked about so far, Banshees of Inisherin, I think the highlight of the Oscars, Jimmy Kimmel brought out Jenny the Donkey on stage,
Love
and
it.
therefore you could argue that Jenny the Donkey is the only member of the Banshee cast that got up onto the stage at the Oscars. So think about that for
Yeah,
a
and
second.
she deserved it.
Yeah,
She
was
did.
a star.
She
Mojo
was the
was
star
the
of the
donkey.
show. She stole my heart. That's for sure. Already got the donkey
One thing
rule
that was
for her.
apparently a bit questionable and maybe controversial. I don't know. Two things was the fact that Tom Cruise and James Cameron
We're
both
not
pushed
there.
for people to come back to the movie, to the cinemas, after COVID, and they didn't show up.
Yeah, although
But
Tom
also, apparently
Cruise was
the two,
at somebody's birthday party, and I can't remember
apparently
whose it was.
the two highest winning films at the Oscars were both made by the same or produced by the same company. Apparently, it's like A24 Studios.
A24, yeah. But they've done well this year. I mean, having everything everywhere.
Obviously, they're both good films, and they clearly deserved.
And then also, I wanted to get your guys' opinions on probably the only controversial win of the night. What? Two actually. Yeah, no, two actually. Okay, let's start with everyone's opinion. We've actually talked about Puss in Boots. It lost out to Pinocchio. How's everyone feeling about that? We have. I mean, Ryan's actually watched it now.
Okay, I'm going to start with this because I have seen in that animated feature films, I've seen 4 out of the 5 that have been nominated, and I don't think anyone thought the Sea Beast was going to win. So let's be honest, it's pretty irrelevant. But of those, I think the best one was Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. That was a great film. The worst, probably. I mean, I've got the
Ron's
worst.
like the one guy on the planet that
thinks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio definitely feels like a movie that would win an Oscar for Best Animated Feature.
Yeah,
even though it's a film that kids can watch, it's very adult in its content. It's talking about fascism, and it's just quite dark. There's some great performances in it, and I mean, it being stop motion animated, I think that's a big part of why it won, because it looks fantastic.
More effort into making
it. Nightmare
it took
fuel
10 years to make it, right?
It's nightmare fuel for children, but it looks fantastic when you're an adult and you realise it's just a thing.
Yeah.
And
there were also rabbits.
I agree,
there were Italian gangster rabbits playing poker in the afterlife, complaining about paperwork.
We back Puss in Boots.
We, as a podcast, we fully endorse
Puss in Boots. I back Puss in Boots. I back Pinocchio and Marcel the Show.
Right, we gotta shill the video. All right.
Puss in Boots was mid that y'all just think is good because the internet memed it. It ain't that great. Pinocchio was better. It had a little Mussolini. He was tiny.
The other controversial one of the night was Best Supporting Actress went to Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay, yes. And a lot of people thought it was going to go to Angela Bassett, who played the Queen in Black Panther.
Black Panther wasn't like.
But she was also up against Kerry Condon, who was the sister in the Banshees of Inisherin. And also, Jamie Lee Curtis was one of the other women that was in the running for Best Supporting Actress who was also in Everything Everywhere All at Once, was Stephanie Hugh or something, the girl that played the daughter.
Yeah.
Now, how do people feel about Jamie Lee Curtis winning, or her character winning over the daughter in Everything Everywhere All at Once? That's my main question.
I will say, I think she's probably won it because of her tenure, and she's kind of getting old, and she's been a great actor for so many years. Maybe it's just they've given it to her because she deserves it for those many years.
Samuel Jackson.
Much like with Leonardo DiCaprio when he won for The Revenant, when he probably should have won it for Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
What I will say, I think Hong Chau should have won it. She's fantastic in The Whale, and her and Brendan Fraser, that's the reason the movie works. Jamie Lee Curtis is very good in Everything Everywhere at Once, but I don't think she was the best of the year.
Oh.
I personally think one of the best things about Black Panther was Angela Bassett and her role. She killed every scene she was in.
Yeah,
and
it's
she
just
was...
the problem is she was just in a crap film.
Yeah, that's true. And am I right in saying that Black Panther is the first Marvel movie to go to the Oscars, though?
I think the Eternals.
It did win one. No, it didn't win one. No, it didn't win one. I thought it.
I think the
costumes,
but I don't.
Yeah,
think
I don't think in terms of acting role they haven't.
Yeah, it won. It won best costume design. Yeah. And as well, I just wanted to add a touch point of something that was interesting. Something that hasn't happened in a while is that best actor went to Brendan Fraser. And it's the first time in a long time that best actor went to somebody in a film that didn't win anything else that night. The Whale did not do very well at the Oscars because the movie's pretty mid. Like when Everything Everywhere All at Once and All at the Quiet of the Western Front cleaned out half the awards, best actor went to somebody in a film that won best makeup and hairstyle.
Yeah, that fat suit was pretty solid.
It was a good fat suit.
It's a good fat suit.
I liked it. Although I haven't seen the movie.
I really believed Brendan Fraser was about to eject water out of his blowhole and go just leap like a
What is the Whale about? Obviously,
it's like a manatee into the water. Swim off.
It's about it's just about a morbidly obese man.
It's a morbidly obese man who left his wife for a gay lover. The gay lover died.
Not.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
That's like the backstory of it is that he's like a teacher at like a university, and he met like one of his students and fell in love with him. That student died, and after that guy died because I think he died because he was like malnourished. So basically, Brendan Fraser, his sort of grief is that he's just eating a lot of food because he doesn't want to end up like his dead boyfriend, sort of thing. It's sort of like wrapped in grief and Aronofsky magic.
Wrapped in grief and grease.
Grief and Grease. Yeah, they should have called it Grief and Grease.
Yeah, that would have been way better. No,
that wasn't. It was quite a calm Oscars this year. No, nothing too dramatic.
What is all quiet on the Western Front?
It's that Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at it right now. Although Everything Everywhere All at Once won primarily the big ones: best director, best picture, best actress, best supporting actor. In terms of forgetting about the actors, in terms of the awards for just the films. All Quiet at the Western Front won
did quite well, yeah.
Almost as many. But and a lot of people didn't like that film.
I didn't.
Ryan included, yeah.
I mean, I thought it was okay, but I don't know, the pacing felt quite off for me. It felt like with 20 minutes left, it was like, what are you doing? And then it just throws an action scene. Because the action scenes are good, but then it's like, that's it. In between that, it's like, it feels almost forced sympathy and like just playing it to win awards. It just didn't feel truly great.
It's a war movie. War movies are like cheat codes to get awards.
Yeah, but it just didn't. I don't know.
All Quiet, the Western always heard about won more awards for just the film than Everything Everywhere.
Feel like it. I can see maybe why it won Best International Film. It wasn't a particularly strong year for international films. Like, I mean, I see here Argentina 1985's in it, which is basically just a Law and Order movie. It's a solid time, but it isn't like, I guess, something that really stands out. There wasn't really anything other than, I guess, All Quiet. There wasn't really anything on the international film sense that stood out this year.
But yeah, I think
did the main lead actress for Everything Everywhere, she did win the.
Yeah, she won.
Yeoh won.
She is the first Asian woman to
win
it.
Oh yeah, she made history.
Also,
to best original song.
Oh, it went for that.
Won this one.
The Indian film.
Oh,
damn! Oh, I know that song. I haven't seen the film, but I know the song.
The song is a banger. It's wild.
Yeah.
The film is wild, and it's wild that in the film it just because it's made by I believe one of the production companies behind the film is T-Series, who is like a massive
the one that took
in Hollywood. And so this film just takes like a 4-minute break to be a music video.
Oh yeah, I've seen it,
and it kind of slaps.
Yeah. Avatar won Best Visual as well, which I got some recognition.
That's why I didn't do as well as I thought it would.
That's because it didn't really have anything other than the visuals. Yeah, it was visuals and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest as well. In a year like this, when you have a movie, I mean, the problem with the Oscars as well is that the Oscars are always the last award show to go because it's like meant to be the most prestige. But if you look at all the other award ceremonies that have been going on, Everything Everywhere and All Quiet the Western Front have been winning everything. So there's no surprise. The Oscars aren't going to turn around and say, we think that the best movie was Avatar. People go, well, that's just stupid.
Yeah, it's not like fucking.
It's very obvious.
Come out of nowhere with elephant shit.
Yeah, Babylon won nothing, which I was surprised about.
I wasn't.
It's because
normally that kind of film that those kind of actors normally attracts some sort of.
Yeah, but it wasn't like I know Babylon just didn't fire on every cylinder, even though it was firing on every cylinder. It just was like everywhere. It was so reliant on the end bit working, where he's watching Singing in the Rain, like kind of relying on a different film, and you having watched that, kind of like.
I think. Just to finish up, it's not really. I think just to wrap it up, before I'm not going on any more tangents about films that no one else has watched. Otherwise, we're just listening to Ryan. So I think just to end, is there any films that anybody watched from last year that they think deserve more recognition?
Oh boy,
didn't get any. So we'll go to you last, Ryan. And by the way, Ryan, you only get one pick. All right, I don't want to hear about your list. Cameron, is there any films that you watched throughout the year that you think should have got more recognition?
I'm surprised Ant-Man and Quantumania got snubbed for visual effects. To be honest.
Really?
Wow.
I don't.
Wow. We all saw MODOK.
Yeah, I think they look trash.
It was a bad
came out. I believe it came out.
Imagine if it had, and like you just got like this nice prestige award ceremony. There's the picture of MODOK's ass just like in the background.
Not right. I don't think I've actually watched a lot of films like from last year.
Don't say that because Ryan's gonna chime in and be like, "I watched 50
Please
films
give me. I've got free.
Cameron, was there any films that you watched from last year that you think
I'm
should
just
have?
doing a quick summary of what I saw with it that came out in the last year.
I've
content
got
year
4.
20. Well, you get one.
2022. All right. Here we go. Man, they were not good films. Okay. Okay. I expected Top Gun Maverick to have at least a few Did it have nominations?
It won for best soundtrack.
That's fair. The soundtrack was bopping.
The soundtrack from the old one.
And also the Batman. I thought the Batman would have been featured more in it, just for just general stuff. I don't know.
You know what? That's a shout. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I forgot that came out in 2022.
I completely forgot it came out this year as well.
Yeah, I think I'd probably say that as well for mine. I thought the Batman would. The Batman or something like a lot of people were talking about the Menu.
Oh, the menu. Yeah,
and also,
I
mean, we did a podcast about Glass Onion that came out. But to be honest,
you should go check out that video.
Oh yeah, what about Moonfall, guys? Where was that?
Did that come out in 2022?
That was this year, the start. Yeah, a true marvel of.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Batman should have definitely had a bit more recognition, especially for like cinematography or visuals.
Yeah,
that film was like filmed
and makeup. Because to be fair, that guy, that Penguin's makeup was actually astounding.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
that was the guy from Banshees of Inisherin.
It was insane, right? That's better than the Whale. That's better than the Whale.
Actually, I agree. Oh my, Batman
I think the Whale shouldn't have won Best Makeup. I think Batman should have for Colin Farrell's just Penguin makeup. That's what I think should happen.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, there we go. That's our controversial opinion. Roast us in the comments if anyone comments.
Yeah. I've got Ryan, you get one film. No, Ryan, you get one.
Please, come on. I'll mention briefly. I've got
one.
I want to mention one just for the international films because I said that they were poor before, and I just want to mention Mars 1 because that came out. That was a very good international film of the year. But my actual choice, I mentioned Till as well. Denny Deadweiler, brilliant. She did a good job. Why wasn't she for Best Supporting Actress? Not supporting, Best Actress. Why wasn't she there? Huh? Snub. But The Northman, that's the actual film I want to talk about because that came out this year. And I feel like the Oscars sort of looked over this film just because of like the controversy surrounding it.
Was there?
Right. Controversy.
Because there was some shit like it was latched onto by white supremacists because basically the whole thing was Robert Eggers wanted to make like a historically accurate Viking movie. So the cast is pretty much all white. So it was sort of latched onto by white supremacists of, this is our movie, and then just
didn't
do as well. But it's just a brilliant film. It's very atmospheric. There are some odd casting choices. Nicole Kidman isn't great in it, but it's like just this great Viking revenge epic. But it's so atmospheric. It's really well done, and it ends with two dudes just fighting on top of a volcano that's erupting, and they're both gonna get absolutely fucked. You know it, but my God. It's a great film.
Goddamn, well, there we go. That sounds baller.
In terms of films that came out last year, by the way, there was Black Adam. There was the Enchanted film.
Oh yeah, Prey.
Also, there was Prey.
Wasn't the Predator? That was mostly visual. Well, obviously when he's like fighting stuff, they did it was practical effects, wasn't it? For like the Predator, that should have. All right, thinking of that is insane compared to like the Whale. Like they just made some dude fat comparing to make like a freaking alien with moving mouthpieces and stuff. Like, come on.
There was also Elvis, but
Elvis got a lot of attention in awards and stuff previously, to be honest. But with the Oscars, we're always going to go with the two big picks. But actually, Cameron brings up two good ones there: Batman and Predator.
Yeah, for practical effects.
I agree
for sure. Yeah, they should have at least been considered. I would have liked to have thought.
Yeah, they weren't even like brought up or anything.
Like when I found out that was practical effects for his like face and his like mouth moving and stuff, I was like, "Hey yo, that's crazy."
All right. Well,
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a wrap then. Yeah, we don't want to go on too long. Thanks for listening to our special one-off Oscar episode. We might throw in a few specials here and there, but so thank you for listening to one of our specials. They'll try things out. Subscribe, like, leave a comment what you thought, if you like the special or not. Ring the little bell and check out our socials. See you guys in the next video. Adios.